How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today we're doing something slightly different. Now, I know you were about to leave. I know you're not here usually for this sort of stuff. I know usually I provide you with the news, rumors, speculation, theories, and that sort of stuff. And as of late, I've noticed that you guys, that's what you mainly want to see from me. But as you may know, there are not always rumors, there are not always, leaks, there are not always news, there are not always speculations that can be done. Sometimes there's other content that needs to be made, and I gotta keep making content if YouTube wants to, keep me on here. So I gotta keep making videos for you guys. So I thought we'd take a look at something slightly different today, which is, making a video about Fakemon. Now, yes, I know Fakemon aren't real Pokemon, but do note that there are moments where speculated Fakemon that have been made and such things have actually been eventually made into real Pokemon. Now, does that mean that Pokemon Company themselves and Game Freak have specifically taken inspiration from those? No, but sometimes things that we see end up being real. There are situations like that in the past. For example, like a panda Pokemon, right? It ends up happening eventually, and if you see a Fakemon, it can kind of give you an idea what to expect in the future and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing this sort of series. I thought we'd take a look at some awesome Fakemon designs that would be really cool for Pokemon Generation 8 in 2019 that I think are worthwhile talking about. So please do note that as we're going into this. Also, if you have a suggestion for any sort of videos, please let me know. I thought about doing some top 10 videos about like Mega Evolutions. That'd be really cool to see, as well as such sort of stuff. So I asked you in a previous video if you guys want to see some of these Fakemon videos, and here we are today taking a look at some of these awesome concepts. So I'll do some of these more with like some more intriguing concepts in the future, but starting today, which you can look at some of the ones that I've collected for today, which are 5 of them. So let's kick off with the first one here, which is made by Smiley Fakemon. Now, as you may see, this one is called Olmold. It's the Cave Dweller Pokemon, or Fakemon, rather. And what's so interesting about this one? Well, basically, as you all know, Smiley Fakemon is like one of the biggest people when it comes to Fakemon designing. If you know anything about Fakemon, if you've ever been on DeviantArt and searched for Fakemon, literally, he is the #1 person. He makes most of this stuff, and he's a great designer. Highly recommend him. So, we're going to take a look at what Allmold here actually is. So, pop it up on the screen right now should be a little bit of a Pokédex entry, kind of summarizing a little bit of a simple rundown. Now, Allmold is actually a mixture between the words Olm and Mold. You can kind of see it already in the name. It is the Cave Dweller Pokemon, as previously mentioned. It is a Rock type, so it's a pure Rock type Pokemon. It is pretty clean, pretty nice. The design is really nice. I do love it. It's very simple and just, like, cute. And I think like, this is the sort of kind of designs that you expect mostly from Game Freak. Like, really cute, simple designs, not too convoluted, right? This is kind of what they tend to go for. Now, its Pokédex entry states that Allmold live exclusively inside of caves, as direct sunlight is harmful to their pigmentless skin. The protrusions on their head help them detect even the faintest of tremors. So this would be the greatest Pokemon to actually have in a region, where there potentially could be like earthquakes and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty cool. I mean, honestly, any of this sort of stuff would be really awesome to actually have. So straight up, Allmold looks fantastic. Is a Pokemon that I definitely would love to see and have. The design, like I said, is very simple to the point. You got a freaking little like worm-looking type thing just sticking through a freaking rock, and it just looks great. Looks almost like a little bit of a gem, so to say. But I do like the design. Of course, Smiley Fakemon, the legend when it comes to this sort of stuff. And honestly, I've always wanted to see more like, the designs that he makes actually make it in the future into like a Pokemon game. I mean, they should definitely hire him, no joke. I'm not even over-exaggerating when I say that. Like, they definitely should hire this guy because he makes so many Fakemon, it's ludicrous, and his whole like DeviantArt is just about Fakemon, and he has so many cool designs, it's actually beyond like incredible. So, definitely one I would recommend to see in the game. But then again, let's go to the next one, shall we? So the next one here is going to be from your boy, Dark and Windy Fakemon. So Dark and Windy Fakemon, same thing here, just makes so many designs. Definitely should be a person working over there at Game Freak. And he made Origon, the first Drake Pokemon. Now, this very much reminds me of something like Axew, kind of like that, like a little bit of a weird little, Dragonoid-looking type thing. Of course, this design is adorable. I mean, let's be honest, I love Dragon types. Dragon types are like my top favorite of typings personally, and this is just like getting that top-notch design in my opinion. So, of course, first of all, the design itself looks fantastic. It's cute, small, not too intricate, not too many different colors to make it look like really odd and out of like this weird kind of mixture of colors rather. There's not that there. Instead, it's just a perfectly perfect design in just a simple form with brownish kind of like design color being its, main point here. Overall, it looks fantastic, and its Pokédex entry states that it is said to be the ancestor of all dragon types. They never understood their power, so they fought with small sticks and rocks. This is kind of interesting. This thing actually fought with small sticks and stuff. That'd be weird, and how, like, I mean, it does have hands, so it would make sense, and, being a dragon type, I guess, would be probably odd of a thing, if these are ancient Pokemon, like the people, like, rather the Pokemon that all other dragon types descended from. Like, that would be pretty interesting as a concept. I would love to actually see that, and if these were, like, more as fossil Pokemon, as also mentioned on the website here, that it is resurrected from a scale fossil and evolves into another Pokemon here, which we're going to take a look at in a second, but if it was actually, like, a fossil type Pokemon, it'd be cool to actually see this. Like, I would love it if they did something like that, for every typing, that there was, like, an original Pokemon for it. Like, fire types, oh, they all descended from this Pokemon, or, this group of Pokemon, or this evolution line. That'd be really sick. So this is actually a really cool concept. And of course, we go over to its evolution, which is Dragoncurn. Now, Dragoncurn is basically the first Drake Pokemon as well, but the evolution, it evolves from Origon, starting at level 40, and it also has a cool design. It's very bulky, much more bulky, much more of a, to the point type of design, not too much, not too much to leave around the edges, so to say. It's like, it's to the point, it is what it is, and there isn't much, much weirdness to it, to put it like in that way. It's just to the point, it is what it is, no questions asked. Now, its Pokédex entry states that the ancestor of all dragon types, they were proud of their immense power. They would often devour the weaker ones among them as a way to convince others to get stronger. Now, that is really brutal. That is really brutal. Wow, devour the weaker ones. That is yikers. Okay, that would definitely be a bit too much maybe for a Pokemon game, maybe a bit too much for Pokemon, I think. But honestly, anything is possible at this point. Honestly, I would take it. I would definitely take it. So, Dragoncurn, definitely a cool design. Again, dark and windy, amazing designer. Do check out his work. He's got a full, like, fandom page for all of his stuff. Like, just check out his fandom page. I'll link it down below, as per usual. Check out several of his Pokédex, like, creations. Like, he's made a full Pokédex list, several full Pokédexes, for full regions, essentially, on there. So, definitely do check that out. Definitely worth a look. I will tell you right now, definitely worth a look, and definitely worthwhile checking out. So, yeah, let's go to the next one, shall we? Which is a design made by J7663701, or also known as Jerry. Jerry Chinglun on Twitter, if you guys want to check him out. Also a person that I'm going to be getting a lot of help from in a video that I'm doing actually very soon about a potential, not potential, but rather a concept for what a region could look like based on a specific country in the world that I think you guys will like, seeing and watching. But he also has something here that I want to talk about, which is Goocoos. Goocoos. Now, Goocoos, as you can see here from the design, looks a little bit like a cherry, like the cherry on top of, like, something, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it looks like, but also like a weird kind of ghastly figure, you know what I mean? It's very creepy. So, the name is a mixture of ghoul, which you all know what that is, and glucose, which, not going to get into that, but you get, if you want to do research on glucose, you can do research on glucose. Now, the classification for this one, or the kind of, I guess, not really naming, but what rather it is the eye candy Pokemon. So, it is the eye candy Pokemon, and this makes sense. I mean, right, it's got a giant, like, cherry on top-esque eye looking head, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird, but I do love it. And of course, the name makes sense. It's, it's supposed to be, like, based on candy and, like, a sweet type Pokemon. But it's got the typings Ghost and Bug, which is interesting. So the Bug typing, I guess, comes from the fact that it is a cherry, so it grows in the forest and that sort of stuff, and, on trees, rather. It could also have been a grass type, I guess, could have also worked, but I do get the Bug typing, though. I get it. It's also got, like, a little worm, I think, sticking out of the top of its head. That's what I was a bit confused about. It looks like, maybe, like, it could be also, rather than a cherry, it could be an apple, or a tomato, even. It could be any of those, but it's got, like, a little worm sticking out of the top of his head, so it's definitely not doing great in life. That's got to be a little bit messed up. But of course, the ghost typing comes from its ghoulish nature and the fact that it is based on a ghoul as well, with the ghoul plus glucose in its name. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Not too weird. But yeah, this was a design made by Jerry. Definitely do check him out for 100%. Like, definitely do check this guy's work out. But we do also have a Pokédex entry for this one, which is, with the worm hiding inside, those who are attracted by the sweet scent will be captured by the giant sticky hands, which is interesting. So basically, the worm is hiding inside of this creature, and those who are attracted by the sweet scent from this thing are going to be captured by its sticky hands, which are the ones when I get the you know, the glucose aspect of it. Now, the floating syrup is actually converted from the souls that got sucked down. The stronger the energy is, the stickiness and sweetness are. That is creepy, okay? That is just a little bit disturbing for my taste, but you know what? Very nice design though. It looks really cool actually. I've got to give a shout out to Jerry here for a really sick design, but it does also have an evolution, which is Topherbit. Now, Topherbit is a mixture between the two words toffee and forbid. Now, toffee, you know, like toffees, toffees, or whatever you call them, toffees, Topherbit, you know, toffees. You get the point. It is the forbidden fruit Pokemon, which you all know what that's a reference to, Adam and Eve, forbidden fruit, etc. But this one's got the same thing going on here, except the worm now is actually larger and it's sticking out from almost like the head of the Pokemon, and it's bigger now. It's more dangerous, I guess. So it's also got a bit of a breakdown area. Still got the ghost bug typing. Design again looks this, you know, kind of similar. It's still got that kind of cherry type style going on for it, and the sticky hands still existing. The head now looks more like a skull with like some sort of pudding, kind of, not pudding, but like some sort of vanilla-esque type deal running down its face, creating the shape of a skull. Now, its actual entry here is a little bit interesting, though. The original fruit is now getting much fresher, more than ever before. The extra spirit energy is more enough to even form another fruit, new fruit. Those who get themselves soaked in the syrup will only taste the extreme sweetness of the world without noticing that their vital essence has been drained. So, the vital essences, rather, have been drained, which is yikers, but you know what? I'll take it, you know what I mean? I'll take it. It doesn't seem too bad, but hey, it's an awesome design though, and I'm really curious like how this would work in a Pokemon game. Would they really go this far? Because they've done a lot of weird designs, that sort of stuff, so I really wouldn't be surprised if it went this way. But either way, so I actually managed to find the first stage evolution here, which is Syrup. Now, Syrup actually looks like just purely an apple with a worm sticking out of it. Now, I'm not sure how this would work as a design, though. The other ones do make sense once they evolve, but here, like, you can see where it kind of begins from, right? It's like a rotten apple, or I guess you could also say it's a cherry, but it looks more like an apple here, as you may notice. And it's, like, rotting from the sides. It's got the worm inside of it, just kind of like this, you know, the kind of the start of the, you know, the glucose-esque, or, like, you know, the stickiness kind of sticking out of the worm is kind of beginning right here, and it's known as the corruption Pokemon, so that makes sense, the worm being, you know, kind of corrupting a piece of fruit, which is, you know, kind of weird, kind of creepy, honestly, I've got to be honest, but they do mention here that to keep the sweet fruit from continually rotting, the weak worm is giving up its own life energy and trying to absorb other souls from the outside. In folklore, it's sometimes used to warn children who like to eat too much sweet foods from being on Syrup's radar. So this is a really weird, creepy Pokemon, but at least a good way to kind of, you know, end off this one and kind of see where, you know, the other two began from. It kind of makes sense, but yeah, that is it for that one, I guess. That is it for Jerry's designs. That is it for actually the video, guys. I think we've gone through all the 5 that I want to show in this video. I think there's also a pre-evolution to Goocoos. There actually might be a pre-evolution that I haven't been able to see or find, but if I do find it, I will make, you know, a little bit of an update in the next video we do like this about it. So if you guys want to see more of these videos, please drop a like down below. We can hit 250 likes. That's all I want to see. If we could hit that, that'd be fantastic. 250 likes, and I'll post the next video in this series. Also, if you guys want to see me do a, like, top 10 Mega Evolutions for Generation 8 that we really want to see, like designs and stuff. If you want to see top 10 Mega Evolutions for Generation 8, please leave a like down below. If we can hit 300 likes, I will do that video. And also, do leave a comment saying hashtag Mega. Like, if you just write hashtag Mega Pokemon, or like, actually, you know what? Hashtag Mega Fakemon, okay? Just hashtag Mega Fakemon, and I'll do a video like that as well. So anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy it, drop a like down below. Please check out the designers that I talked about in this video. Check out their designs, check out their work. It's all going to be linked down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. My name is RuffledRowlit. Have yourselves a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.